Let me tell you about a book that doesn't just explain how the mind works, it unravels the essence of who we are and why we do the things we do. Steven Pinker's How the Mind Works is like a master key to understanding the extraordinary machinery inside our heads. Imagine sitting at the feet of a wise elder who knows the stories of generations past, explaining how our ancestors carved paths through the challenges of life using the brilliant, adaptive tool of the human mind. Let me take you on a journey into the depths of this idea, one that will leave you in awe of what it means to be human. A system of survival and innovation. Picture this: thousands of years ago, our ancestors faced a world brimming with obstacles. Predators lurked in the shadows, food wasn't always easy to find, and nature was an unpredictable force. Yet, Homo sapiens didn't just survive, they thrived. Why? Because of their minds. According to Pinker, the mind is like a complex system of organs, each designed over millennia through natural selection to solve specific problems. Think about it: the ability to see, to form social bonds, to throw objects with precision, to cook food, these weren't just skills, they were superpowers that allowed our ancestors to turn the tables on the challenges of their time. Every time they faced a predator, figured out how to cook meat to make it safer, or worked together to build shelter, their brains were evolving, adapting to make survival not just possible but strategic. The mind isn't a random collection of thoughts, it's a purpose-built masterpiece, sculpted by nature to ensure the survival of our species in its unique ecological niche. The mind is what the brain does. Pinker's powerful assertion, that the mind is essentially the brain in action, opens a floodgate of possibilities. Your thoughts, feelings, memories, and even your imagination are the result of your brain's intricate electrical and chemical processes. It's a humbling idea, isn't it? That the brain, this soft, jelly-like organ in your skull, is the stage on which the drama of your life unfolds. But here's the thing: the brain doesn't just happen. It learns, it grows, and it remembers. Think of it as a garden that blossoms with every experience you water it with. And just as we're discovering how the brain works, Pinker assures us that science is inching closer to answering even the toughest riddles. Questions like, how does the brain create consciousness, or what role does it play in phenomenology, the way we perceive and experience the world? These are no longer just philosophical musings, they're puzzles waiting to be solved with the tools of genetics and neuroscience. Art, religion, philosophy, and the mind's higher callings. Now, let's talk about the extraordinary side of the human mind, the part that creates poetry, questions the stars, and seeks meaning in things like art, religion, and philosophy. Why do we paint pictures, write symphonies, or debate the nature of the universe? Pinker explains that these pursuits are more than hobbies, they're extensions of the mind's ability to think beyond survival. They are proof of our mental evolution, of a brain that not only solves problems but also dares to dream. Think about this: when you admire a painting or listen to music that moves you to tears, it's your mind engaging in something far greater than instinct. It's your mind reaching. Reaching for connection, for understanding, for beauty. This ability to aspire, to find joy in things that aren't directly tied to survival, is what makes us human. It's what makes life worth living. A letter to the young generation. Let me give you a piece of advice, something to hold close: your mind is the most powerful tool you will ever possess. It has been shaped over millennia, honed to perfection by the trials and triumphs of your ancestors. Treat it with respect. Feed it knowledge, challenge it with puzzles, and let it explore the vastness of art, love, and philosophy. Don't take it for granted, because it holds the keys to your potential. Yes, there will be times when you feel overwhelmed, when the problems of life seem too big for one person to handle. But remember this: the same mind that helped our ancestors survive saber-toothed tigers and unforgiving landscapes is the same mind inside you. It is resilient, creative, and unstoppable. Pinker's message is clear: if we understand how our minds work, we unlock the power to not just survive, but to thrive in ways we can hardly imagine. So, as you move through life, know this: your mind is your greatest ally. It's not just a tool for survival, it's a bridge to understanding, to growth, and to the highest aspirations of the human spirit. Cherish it. Empower it. And most importantly, never stop using it to explore the wonders of this world. Ah, the depths of Steven Pinker's wisdom in how the mind works. These ideas aren't just fascinating, they're a roadmap for understanding what it truly means to be human. Let's unpack this together in a way that feels like a conversation between an old sage and an eager student, shall we? The mind and its machinery. Imagine looking at the world not as a place filled with obvious, tangible truths, but as a labyrinth of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. The contents of the world aren't just handed to us for free. No, they demand that we engage with them, that we develop mental tools, our suitable machinery, to truly grasp them. Pinker beautifully reminds us that learning isn't passive, it's an act of creation, a mental struggle that gives life meaning. Let me tell you something profound: the obvious isn't so obvious. Take a moment to think about the universe, the stars, the forests, even the way a bird sings. The more you study, the less simple it all seems. As Pinker says, everything you've learned as obvious becomes less and less obvious as you begin to study the universe. This isn't a call to doubt but an invitation to wonder, to explore deeper truths hidden beneath the surface. Psychology, the reverse engineer's craft. Here's a powerful metaphor for you: psychology is like engineering in reverse. Engineers build systems, designing each component for a specific purpose. But psychologists? They deconstruct the human mind, trying to figure out what it was designed to do. Pinker calls it a hunt for universal, inherited traits that make Homo sapiens unique. Think of your mind as a specialized tool, finely tuned over millions of years. It's not a jack of all trades but a master of survival. It processes information to solve problems our ancestors faced: how to hunt, how to avoid predators, how to form alliances, and how to outthink competitors. Your brain isn't just a lump of tissue, it's a legacy, an artifact of evolution's brilliance. The magic of communication and knowledge. Pinker gifts us with a beautiful idea: communication is giving. When you speak, you're offering a piece of yourself, a thought, a feeling, an idea. And when someone listens, they aren't just hearing, they're receiving, understanding, and growing from what you share. Think about that for a moment. Every conversation, every story, is an act of generosity. Knowing, in Pinker's words, is having, an act of possession that only grows richer the more it's shared. Science and morality, parallel universes. Let's take a step back and ponder something deep. Science and morality, Pinker tells us, are separate realms of thought. Why does this matter? Because conflating them can muddy our reasoning. Science explains how the world works, while morality guides us on how we should act. By keeping these spheres distinct, we allow both to flourish. And in doing so, we maintain a balance, a harmony that's essential for progress and ethical living. Stepping outside your own mind. Here's a challenge Pinker offers: step outside your mind. Imagine looking at your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs not as the only way the world could be but as one of many possible worlds. Doesn't that give you perspective? Suddenly, your frustrations, your joys, your worries, they're not just yours. They're part of a vast, interconnected web of human experience, crafted by the mind's incredible ability to imagine, feel, and reason. Why us? Now comes the big question, why us? Why did Homo sapiens develop capacities like art, reasoning, and social bonding, while other species didn't? Pinker points to a few key traits that set us apart. Vision, we're visual creatures, using sight to navigate, interpret, and create. Group living, our social bonds allowed us to cooperate, communicate, and thrive as communities. The hand, a simple, yet transformative tool that gave us the power to shape our environment. Hunting, a skill that required strategy, teamwork, and innovation, pushing our brains to evolve. These traits combine to create something extraordinary, a cognitive niche, as Pinker calls it. This niche is our ability to use knowledge, to think strategically, and to overcome obstacles in ways no other species can. The mental leap of faith. Here's where it gets fascinating. Pinker suggests that our minds solve problems by making leaps of faith, assumptions about how the world works that aren't always defensible but work well enough for survival. Think about it. Common sense isn't so common, it's a marvel of mental shortcuts, honed through generations of trial and error. And yet, there's nothing in a database that could replicate what we know instinctively. No one taught you how to understand body language or why a sunset feels beautiful. It's part of the rich, intuitive world your mind constructs. The ultimate purpose of the mind. In the grand scheme of things, the mind has one fundamental purpose, to maximize the replication of the genes that created it. It's a stark, almost mechanical view, but one that highlights the elegance of evolution. Those replicators, genes, shaped every quirk, every instinct, every capacity we possess. The mind, Pinker reminds us, is what the brain does, a powerful machine designed to navigate the challenges of life. A final thought. If you take one thing away from this, let it be this: your mind is your greatest gift. It is the product of millions of years of evolution, a system so complex and extraordinary that even today, we've barely scratched the surface of understanding it. Cherish it. Use it. Let it guide you to explore, to connect, to grow. Because the world isn't just there for knowing, it's there for grasping, for living fully with the magnificent machinery you've inherited. And as you navigate this life, remember Pinker's words: step outside your thoughts. See them for what they are, not limitations, but possibilities. And let that vision empower you to reach for the extraordinary. The Brilliance of How the Mind Works by Steven Pinker shines through these notes, a treasure trove of insights into the nature of the mind, human evolution, and consciousness. Let me expand on these concepts, weaving them into a narrative that's engaging, emotional, and empowering. 2 theories, the building blocks of understanding the mind. To truly grasp the mind, Pinker urges us to consider 2 foundational theories. The theory of natural selection of replicators. Imagine the world as a battlefield of finite resources, where replicators, genes, in this case, are engaged in an endless competition. Through this struggle, evolution designs organs and systems that achieve improbable yet adaptive outcomes. The human mind, like the eye or the heart, is one such marvel. But instead of pumping blood or capturing light, the mind processes information, adapts, and enables survival in the most challenging environments. The computational theory of the mind. Now, picture your mind as a sophisticated computer. Here, beliefs and desires are information. Beliefs are like notes stored in your memory, desires are goals etched into your system, and thinking is the computation that connects these two. Perception is data intake from your surroundings, and trying is executing the steps to achieve your goals. It's not magic, it's engineering, honed by evolution. These 2 theories together form the scaffolding of how we think about thinking, connecting the biological roots of our mind to the symbolic computations it performs. The mental organ, a masterpiece of specialization. Unlike a single-purpose tool, the human mind is a collection of mental organs, each specialized to solve a specific type of problem. It's like a Swiss Army knife, but infinitely more complex. This heterogeneity is what makes us so adaptable. It's why we can calculate math problems, empathize with others, plan for the future, and recall the past, all using different specialized parts of the same brain. But here's the kicker: Pinker suggests that our free will, the sense that we can make choices, is not an inherent truth but an idealization. Why? Because this concept makes the ethics game playable. It's the foundation of morality, responsibility, and social cohesion. Without it, society as we know it would crumble. What makes us intelligent? Pinker defines intelligence as the ability to achieve goals despite obstacles, using decisions grounded in rational, truth-obeying rules. But intelligence is not about being the smartest or the fastest, it's about being the most adaptable. And adaptability is why humans have survived when other species haven't. We're not perfect, but we're resourceful. This brings us to another profound idea: the individual is the fundamental particle of social reasoning. Think about it, every social structure, from friendships to governments, starts with the concept of the individual. Recognizing this is crucial to understanding how our minds interact with the world. The bush of life, a new perspective on evolution. Forget the ladder of evolution where humans stand smugly at the top. Life is a densely branching bush, with every organism perched on the tips of its branches. There are no lower rungs, only different paths. Evolution isn't about progressing toward some ideal form, it's about finding solutions to survive and thrive in specific conditions. For humans, becoming intelligent was just one of those solutions. The dual laws governing human brains. Our brains are governed by two sets of laws. Natural selection and genetics, these shaped our brain's basic structure, wiring them for survival in ancestral environments. Cognitive and social psychology, ecology, and history, these govern how our brains interact today, in a world of relationships, societies, and shared histories. This duality is what makes the human experience so rich and complex. We carry the legacy of evolution while navigating the modern intricacies of culture, economy, and technology. Consciousness, the final frontier. Pinker explores consciousness in its many forms. Self-knowledge, our ability to reflect on ourselves. Access to information, the brain's capacity to process and retrieve data. Sentience, the mysterious experience of being. While the first two are problems science can solve, sentience remains a profound mystery. Pinker suggests that even when we unravel the workings of consciousness, the answer might not be as emotionally satisfying as our sentient experience makes it out to be. Yet, this doesn't diminish its beauty, it makes it all the more precious. Learning, a self-assembling masterpiece. Learning is often described as shaping an amorphous brain, but Pinker flips this idea on its head. Instead, he sees learning as an adaptation, a response to the project scheduling demands of a self-assembling organism. Your brain isn't a blank slate, it's a dynamic system that grows, adapts, and evolves in response to the world around it. Final words, embracing the marvel of the mind. Let me tell you, the human mind is not just an organ, it's a legacy, a triumph of evolution, and a gift. It's a tool for solving problems, for connecting with others, for dreaming of futures that don't yet exist. When you look at yourself in the mirror, remember this: your mind is the product of billions of years of innovation. It's not just yours, it's humanity's masterpiece. And as you navigate life's challenges, let Pinker's insights guide you. Understand that your intelligence is not measured by your IQ but by your ability to adapt, to persevere, and to connect. Recognize the beauty of consciousness, even as its mysteries elude us. And above all, cherish the mind you've been given. It's the most powerful tool in the universe. So go forth, young thinker, and embrace the journey of understanding not just how your mind works but how it empowers you to live, to grow, and to thrive. Young seeker of wisdom, let me share with you some advice inspired by the wonders of the mind, a gift shaped by the universe itself. The journey of understanding how your mind works is not just a scientific pursuit, it's a pathway to discovering the essence of who you are and what you can become. Listen closely, for these truths can guide you through life's tangled paths. 1. Your mind is your greatest ally. Your mind, much like the intricate weave of the stars above, is a marvel of design. It has been crafted over millennia, built to solve problems, adapt to change, and overcome obstacles. It's not perfect, it doesn't need to be. But what it offers is potential, a raw and untapped reservoir of power. Guard it well. Feed it with knowledge, nurture it with curiosity, and shield it from the poisons of ignorance and complacency. The sharper your mind, the stronger your foundation. 2. Adaptability is strength. Understand this, life will never move in a straight line. You will face challenges, some that threaten to break you. But the mind, as Pinker teaches us, is designed to navigate chaos. It's not about avoiding obstacles but learning to dance with them. Be like water, shape yourself to the container of the moment, but never lose your essence. When life throws you into the storm, let your adaptability be your anchor. Bend, but don't break. 4. Intelligence is more than knowledge. In your quest for success, remember this, intelligence isn't just about what you know, but how you use what you know. It's about setting goals and finding ways to achieve them, even when the odds are against you. Be a student of life. Learn not just from books, but from people, from failures, and from triumphs. True intelligence is found in the balance of logic and empathy, action and reflection. 5. Free will is a responsibility. Free will is a gift, not an excuse. It's what makes you a moral being, capable of choices that shape your destiny. Use it wisely. Every decision you make leaves a ripple in the fabric of time, affecting not just you but those around you. Choose kindness, choose growth, and choose integrity. In the end, the legacy you leave is built not by chance, but by the choices you make each day. 6. Recognize the grand story of life. You are not a lone traveler. You are part of a story that began long before you and will continue long after. Evolution is not a ladder, it's a sprawling bush of life, with each branch as important as the other. Take pride in being human, but stay humble. Respect the other branches, for they are your kin in the grand dance of existence. 7. Take joy in the journey of learning. Learning is not a chore, it's the essence of life. Each new piece of knowledge is a tool that sharpens your mental machinery. Don't just learn for a goal, learn for the joy of discovery. The world is full of wonders, from the simplest flower to the vastness of the cosmos. Let your curiosity be endless, for it is the fuel of growth. 8. Honor the mind, but don't neglect the heart. While the mind solves problems and pursues goals, the heart reminds you why those goals matter. Balance logic with compassion, intellect with emotion. It is this harmony that makes you truly human. When you face a dilemma, listen to both your mind and your heart. They will often guide you to the right answer together. Final words of wisdom. Your mind is not just a tool, it's a gift, a treasure, a responsibility. Use it to uplift, to create, to inspire. But never let it consume you. Step outside your thoughts every now and then and see the bigger picture. Life isn't just about solving problems, it's about savoring moments, building connections, and leaving the world a little brighter than you found it. Go forth, young thinker, and live boldly. Embrace the marvel of your mind and the infinite possibilities it holds. My young friend, you hunger for more wisdom. Sit close and listen. The journey of life is long and filled with mysteries, but it also brims with lessons that, when heeded, can illuminate your path. Let me share more truths, born of time and reflection, to guide your way. 1. Your mind is a garden, tend to it. Think of your mind as a fertile field. Whatever you plant there, whether weeds of negativity or seeds of growth, will determine what grows. Be mindful of your thoughts. Cultivate optimism, resilience, and curiosity. Weed out doubt, anger, and fear. Water your garden daily with new knowledge and enriching experiences. A well-tended mind will yield a life full of abundance. 2. Fear is a shadow, not a wall. Fear is a natural response, but it's not meant to rule you. Most fears are shadows, bigger in your mind than they are in reality. Face them boldly, for beyond them lies growth. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's taking action despite it. Each time you confront a fear, you teach your mind to expand its boundaries. Don't let the unknown keep you from discovering your potential. 3. Learn to listen more than you speak. In this noisy world, true wisdom lies in listening. When you truly hear others, you gain insight into their hearts, their struggles, and their dreams. Listening teaches you more than speaking ever could. It also builds bonds, fosters understanding, and opens doors that might otherwise remain closed. Practice the art of silence, it's where the deepest truths often reside. 4. Your mistakes are not the enemy. Let me tell you this plainly, you will stumble, fall, and fail. But every failure carries a lesson, and every mistake is a stepping stone to greatness. Do not be ashamed of your errors, embrace them as part of your journey. Reflect on them, learn from them, and rise stronger. The only true failure is giving up. 5. Time is the greatest currency, spend it wisely. Life gives you one irreplaceable gift, time. Be deliberate in how you use it. Invest in relationships that nourish you, work that fulfills you, and moments that bring joy. Don't squander your days on distractions or grudges, they rob you of life's richest treasures. Remember, every second you spend is a piece of your life you'll never get back. Use it to create memories, impact, and meaning. 6. Gratitude is your superpower. There will be days when life feels heavy, when you question your purpose or your path. In those moments, turn to gratitude. Look at what you do have, a beating heart, a thinking mind, a chance to start anew. Gratitude shifts your perspective, reminding you that even in struggle, there is beauty. Start and end your day with thankfulness, and you'll find that life becomes richer. 7. Balance ambition with contentment. Chase your dreams with fervor, but don't lose sight of the beauty in the present moment. Ambition is a flame, but unchecked, it can burn away your joy. Learn to appreciate where you are, even as you strive for where you want to be. Life is not just about reaching the summit, it's about the climb, the view, and the companions who journey with you. 8. Pain is a teacher, not a punishment. Life will bring pain, there's no escaping it. But pain is not your enemy. It's a teacher, sharpening your strength, your empathy, and your understanding of life's fragility. When pain comes, don't run. Sit with it, learn from it, and let it shape you into someone stronger and wiser. Remember, even the brightest diamonds are forged under pressure. 9. Never stop being curious. The world is vast, and there is always more to discover. Never let your curiosity fade, no matter how old or experienced you become. Ask questions. Explore new ideas. Learn about cultures, histories, and sciences you don't yet understand. Curiosity keeps your mind young, your spirit adventurous, and your life endlessly exciting. 10. You are part of something greater. No matter how small you feel, remember that you are a thread in the grand tapestry of existence. Your actions, however insignificant they may seem, ripple outward and touch the lives of others. Be a force of good. Contribute kindness, wisdom, and care to the world. When you leave this earth, let it be said that you made it better, even in the smallest of ways. 11. Love is your legacy. At the end of all things, what will matter most is not how much you've achieved, but how much you've loved. Love isn't just for romantic relationships, it's for friends, family, and even strangers. Let love guide your actions and decisions. It is the force that connects us all, the light that shines even in the darkest times. Build your legacy on love, and you will never be forgotten. 12. Trust the process of life. There will be moments when you don't understand why things are happening the way they are. Trust that life has its own rhythm and wisdom. Sometimes the hardest trials prepare you for the greatest victories. Let go of what you cannot control, and focus on what you can. Life has a way of unfolding as it should, even when it doesn't make sense in the moment. Final words. Carry these lessons with you, not as rules, but as guiding stars. Life is not a destination, it's a journey of discovery, growth, and connection. Trust in the power of your mind, the depth of your heart, and the strength of your spirit. You are capable of more than you can imagine. Go forth boldly, live with purpose, and let your life be a beacon of wisdom for those who follow.